Growing up as wrestling fans, we were all once fond of certain wrestlers. People would go crazy over talents like Trish Stratus, Lita, and The Rock, and rightfully so. Current WWE superstars are no different when it comes to having crushes on wrestlers in their childhood. I'm Jeremy, and here are 5 current WWE superstars who had crushes on other wrestlers. Number 5, The Miz. Before he became the must-see star that he is today, The Miz was just another young pro wrestling fan who had a crush on one of the most beautiful women to work for WWE, Sable. Quote, "I thought she was absolutely breathtaking. I always loved blondes as a kid growing up, even to this day. That's probably why I married one," he revealed in a WWE.com interview. The Miz and Sable never shared the WWE locker room as she left WWE nearly 2 years before the A-lister made his debut. In a way, the former WWE champion has followed his childhood crush's footsteps, marrying a colleague. The former women's champion fell in love with Brock Lesnar during her second stint in WWE, and they tied the knot in May of 2006. Around the same time, The Miz met his wife Maryse for the first time when he hosted the 2006 Diva Search, in which the French-Canadian beauty participated in. The two dated for several years before getting married in February of 2014. Number 4, Otis. WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus was one of the most eye-catching beauties of the Attitude and Ruthless Aggression eras. She had many admirers, including one who has now become a WWE superstar himself. WWE superstar Otis had a huge crush on Trish Stratus growing up. When he was in 5th grade, he attended a WWE live show where he got overexcited and ran towards the barrier to slap Trish's hand on her way to the ring. Instead, he was speared by a WWE security guard. Quote, "I made a sacrifice. Got speared, but after that spear from the guard, we got first row tickets, so it all happened for a reason," he told Digital Spy. Although he became a well-known WWE superstar, the former Mr. Money in the Bank has never told the 7-time women's champion about the story in person, and he hopes she hears about it via the internet. Number 3, Akira Tozawa. Akira Tozawa kicked off his wrestling career in 2005. He joined WWE nearly 11 years later and has since gone on to win the 24/7 championship on multiple occasions. A year before bringing in Tozawa, WWE signed another Japanese wrestler, Asuka. The Empress of Tomorrow was one of the biggest pro wrestling names in her home country and had many admirers. Among those admirers was Tozawa himself, who admitted on WWE Pop Question that he had a crush on his current WWE colleague. The former Cruiserweight champion stated that he had no clue why he had a crush on her. Both Japanese superstars are currently a part of the Raw roster. Tozawa has been in a long pursuit of the 24/7 title, which has even involved him getting married to Tamina on screen and then divorced. On the other hand, Asuka has recently made her return, and her eyes are set on the Raw Women's Championship. Number 2, Liv Morgan. John Cena has been WWE's alpha male for more than a decade. He has had many admirers over the years, including current WWE superstar Liv Morgan. In an interview for WWE Pop Question, Morgan confessed that she had a huge crush on Cena during his run as the Doctor of Thugonomics in early 2000s. Quote, "I thought he was the coolest ever. He came out with his backwards hat and chain gang soldier," she said. More than 15 years later, Morgan and Cena are a part of WWE at the same time. Morgan is currently involved in a heated rivalry against Rhea Ripley and the Judgment Day. Meanwhile, Cena returned to WWE and fought Roman Reigns in a losing effort at SummerSlam last year. Let's hope his next return, he gets to work with Liv Morgan. Now, who wouldn't want to see that? Number 1, Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch has established herself as one of the most popular WWE superstars of the current generation. Like her first wrestling crush, Lynch knows how to become a multi-time champion and get a strong reaction from the WWE Universe whenever performing. During a live talk show with Gorilla Position 2 years ago, Lynch revealed that Jeff Hardy was her first wrestling crush. As we know, the man is one of the few current WWE superstars who has had a chance to share the locker room with their wrestling crushes. Lynch joined WWE in 2013 and made it to the main roster just 2 years later. In 2017, Jeff Hardy returned to WWE alongside his brother Matt, who now works in AEW, while Lynch is one of the biggest stars in WWE. As both are now working in different companies, we wonder how Lynch felt getting to share the locker room with her childhood crush. That's it.